You have arrived at this very moment not by accident. This is not a coincidence. It is an alignment. Your entire life, every single step, every perceived victory, and every painful setback has been part of a deliberate journey orchestrated by a universe that is fundamentally on your side. You have been led to this exact point of awakening. This is the moment where you are being invited to lean into a profound trust in the universe, to finally understand that nothing in your past has been random. Nothing has been wasted. Even the moments that felt like agonizing delays, frustrating detours, or heartbreaking dead ends were quietly guiding you, shaping you, and preparing you for the person you are becoming right now. You are here because a part of you is fundamentally ready to stop fighting, to start trusting, and to claim a new, empowered way of living and being. For so long, you have been strong. You have been the pillar. You have carried not only your own burdens, but the expectations, energies, and fears of others. You have been the fixer, the planner, the one who holds everything together, the one who makes sure nothing falls apart. You have held the world on your shoulders, and you have done it so well, with such quiet competence, that you may have forgotten what it feels like to not be in a state of constant low-level tension. You have forgotten the feeling of true rest, the feeling of a mind that is not perpetually scanning the horizon for the next problem to solve. You may have forgotten what it feels like to truly, deeply trust the process of your own life. This strength, while admirable, has come at a great cost. It has been a lonely strength. It has built walls around you, walls that keep help out just as effectively as they keep you safe. It has taught you that your value is intrinsically linked to your ability to manage, perform, and control. And in this process, you have disconnected from the incredible support system that life has always been trying to offer you. You have been so busy managing the ship that you have forgotten how to flow with the current. The narrative we are so often sold is that peace is a destination. We believe that peace comes after we finally manage to control all the moving pieces of our lives. We believe that if we can just get the job, the relationship, the money, and the future perfectly aligned and locked down, then we can finally exhale. Then we can finally rest. But this is the great illusion of a lifetime. This pursuit is the very source of our exhaustion. We are chasing a horizon that moves with us, and it keeps us in a perpetual state of striving, pushing, and forcing. That entire way of living is based on a fundamental misunderstanding of where your true power lies. You have been trying to control the uncontrollable, and it has cost you your peace, your energy, and your connection to the present moment. This is the moment it all changes. This is the moment you reclaim your power, not by fighting harder, not by gripping tighter, but by finally understanding where your real, unshakable power has been waiting for you all along. Why do we grip life so tightly? Why do we obsess over the future, replay the past, and try to manage the perceptions of others? We do it not because we are flawed, but because we are human, and we are frightened. We are driven by a deep, primal fear of the unknown. We fear that if we let go, even for a second, everything we've built will crumble. We fear that if we don't control the narrative, we will be misunderstood, judged, or abandoned. We fear that if we don't force an outcome, the outcome we desire will never find us. This fear creates a story, a narrative that runs in the background of your mind on a constant loop. It's the story that says, I must struggle to survive. I am on my own. I have to earn my worth. I am not safe unless I am in charge. This story has been your protector. It's a survival mechanism you likely developed long ago to navigate a world that felt unpredictable or unsafe. We must honor that part of you. It did its job. It got you here. But that story, which was once a shield, has now become a cage. It has kept you in a state of survival, constantly scanning for threats, unable to move into a state of authentic creation, spontaneous joy, and deep, restful flow. It has kept you living in your head, analyzing the past and forecasting the future, robbing you of the only place life actually exists, right here, right now. Think about the sheer amount of your precious, finite life force that you expend every single day on things that are, by their very nature, completely outside of your influence. You worry about what someone might be thinking about you, running imaginary conversations in your mind. You stress about a meeting that is 2 weeks away, trying to predict every possible question and outcome. You relitigate a conversation from 5 years ago, wishing you had said something different. You try to will someone to change, to love you, to see your worth. This is like trying to command the wind to stop blowing or the ocean to be still. It is a noble effort, but it is a tragic waste of your magnificent power. This struggle, this constant pushing against the current of life, is the root of your tension, your anxiety, and your burnout. You are tired. You are exhausted from pretending, from pushing, from holding your breath, constantly waiting for the other shoe to drop. It is time to set that burden down. Not because you are weak, but because you are finally wise enough and strong enough to see that it was never yours to carry in the first place. Your transformation does not begin by changing the world. The world will always be chaotic, unpredictable, and full of other people making their own choices. Your transformation begins and ends by changing your relationship with it. This requires a profound shift in perspective, a radical reimagining of your job description in this life. It requires you to mentally draw a line, creating a clear and sacred boundary between two distinct territories. First, there is the world outside of you. This is the realm of the uncontrollable. This territory includes every other person on this planet, their decisions, their opinions, their emotions, their happiness, their journey. It includes the past, which is finished, and the future, which is unwritten. It includes the timing of events, the global economy, the weather, and the grand, mysterious flow of life itself. You have zero direct control here. Your attempts to manage this realm are the source of all your suffering. Second, there is the world inside of you. This is the realm of your absolute 100% sovereignty. This is your kingdom. This is the only place your true power resides. What is in this kingdom? Your choices, your responses, your attitudes, your perceptions, the effort you choose to apply, the integrity with which you live, the love you choose to give, the boundaries you choose to set. For your entire life, you have been trying to manage the external territory, which is impossible. As a result, you have neglected the internal territory, which is your birthright. From this moment forward, your entire practice is to redirect your energy. This is the how. When a challenge appears, you must make a new habit of pausing and asking yourself one simple, powerful question. Is this mine to control, or is this mine to respond to? Let's make this practical. Your boss sends an aggressive last-minute email. The old model based on fear is to panic. You try to control the external. You fire back a defensive email. You obsess over what your boss is thinking. You complain to a coworker. You let it ruin your night. You are trying to control your boss's mood and the external situation. The new model based on power is to pause. You identify the boundary. The email is external. Your boss's mood is external. You cannot control them. What can you control? Your response. You can choose to respond with calm professionalism. You can choose to set a boundary by stating you will address it in the morning. You can choose to recognize that their urgency is not your emergency. You control your perception of the event, choosing not to see it as a personal attack, but as information. You do your part, and then you let it go. A family member criticizes your life choices. The old model is to internalize it, to get defensive, to try to control their perception of you by arguing and justifying. The new model is to see the boundary. Their opinion is in their kingdom. It is not yours. It is not truth. It is their perspective. In your kingdom, you control your response. Your response can be a simple, "I understand, that's how you feel. This is the path I am choosing." You control your attitude, one of self-assurance. You control your boundaries. You do not have to absorb their criticism. This redirection of energy is the single most powerful practice you can ever adopt. You stop asking, "How can I make them change?" And you start asking, "How can I be my most centered, authentic, and loving self, regardless of what they do?" You stop worrying, "What if this awful thing happens?" And you start declaring, "If something happens, I will trust my capacity to handle it." This is how you build true strength. It is not a loud, aggressive, brittle force that shatters under pressure. It is a quiet, steady, unshakable presence. It is the calm at the center of the storm. The storm may rage, and it will, but you are no new. You are the mountain, stable and grounded, as the winds of change blow around you. This inner work is how you forge an unshakable self. This is the new, profound strength you are being invited into. It is flexible, resilient, and enduring. It is the deep, cellular knowledge that your worth is non-negotiable and is not dependent on external validation or successful outcomes. You have walked through difficulty before. You have faced things you thought would break you, and yet you rose anyway. You are here. You are growing. You are awakening. You have already proven your resilience 1,000 times over. The difference now is that you are going to stop relying on accidental resilience, the kind that kicks in during a crisis. And you are going to start building intentional resilience, a strength that becomes your default operating system. You do this by shifting your entire definition of success. For most of your life, success was probably defined by external outcomes. Did I get the job? Did they like me? Did I win the argument? Did my plan work? This is a terrifying way to live. It is a recipe for chronic anxiety because you have tied your sense of well-being to 1,000 things you cannot control. Your new definition of success is entirely internal. It is measured by the quality of your character and the integrity of your effort. The new questions are, did I act with integrity in that situation? Did I respond with as much kindness and compassion as I could, even if I was met with anger? Did I do my absolute best on the part that was mine to do? Did I honor my own boundaries and needs? Did I learn from this experience? Did I show up as the person I claim to be? When you make this shift, you become invincible. You suddenly realize you can succeed in every single moment of your life, even in the midst of what the world calls failure or rejection. Did you get rejected from the job? If you responded with grace, asked for feedback, and committed to finding the right path, you succeeded. Did a relationship end? If you are handling it with self-compassion, honesty, and a willingness to heal, you are succeeding. This practice rewires your brain. It moves you from a state of fear to a state of profound self-trust. You are no longer terrified of the future because you are building a deep, foundational trust in your ability to meet that future, whatever it may bring. You stop seeing life as an opponent you must conquer and start seeing it as a partner you are co-creating with. This is the end of people-pleasing as a survival strategy. When your success is internal, you no longer need to contort yourself to win the approval of others. You are free to be, quite possibly for the first time, completely and authentically yourself. This is the peace that surpasses all understanding. It is not the peace of a perfect, quiet, insulated life. It is the peace of a powerful, centered soul who knows without a shadow of a doubt that they are capable of handling the beautiful, messy, and unpredictable journey of being human. When you make this profound internal change, something magical begins to happen in the external world. When you stop pushing, forcing, and controlling, your entire energetic signature changes. You move from an energy of resistance, tension, and scarcity to an energy of allowance, openness, and abundance. You move from a frequency of fear and lack to a frequency of trust and sufficiency. This is the physics of flow. Think of it this way: a clenched fist cannot receive. A person drowning in panic cannot see the lifeboat that is floating right next to them. For so long, your fear and your need to control have kept your metaphorical fists clenched. You have been so hyper-focused on preventing the bad that you have been energetically, emotionally, and mentally unavailable for receiving the good. The moment you begin to unclench, the moment you release your grip on specific outcomes and place your trust in your own resilience and the goodness of life, you become open. You become a magnet for the very things you were once chasing. This isn't wishful thinking, it is practical reality. When your mind is no longer cluttered with 1,000 anxious what-if scenarios, you suddenly have the mental clarity to see the opportunities that have been there all along. A mind that is not in a state of panic can see solutions that a mind in survival mode cannot. Your intuition, once drowned out by the noise of fear, becomes loud and clear, guiding you toward your next right step. You make better decisions. You show up as a more authentic, centered, and loving person, which in turn powerfully transforms your relationships. This is when life starts to click. This is when the synchronicities begin. You'll think of someone, and they will call. You'll have a need, and a solution will appear as if from nowhere. The right people, the right opportunities, and the right resources will begin to flow toward you, not with struggle, but with a sense of astonishing ease. This is not because the universe suddenly decided to bless you. It is because you finally got out of your own way. You aligned your energy with the frequency of trust, and the universe, which operates on that very frequency, can now meet you. You are no longer fighting the current. You are being the current. You are not the same person who started this journey. You have peeled away layers of old fears, old patterns, and old stories that told you you were small or alone. You have stepped into a new and profound understanding of your own power. You are entering a chapter of your life where you finally, completely release the old narrative, the one that said, You had to struggle, prove, and earn your place in the world. That story was born from fear. But you are not living from that place anymore. You are stepping into a new story, a story where you are guided, supported, and divinely aligned. A story where your desires are not distant dreams, but natural destinations. A story where you are worthy of peace, love, and abundance simply because you exist. You do not need to know the whole journey. You do not need to have the 5-year plan mapped out. You only need to be willing to trust the step directly in front of you. Life will reveal the rest at the perfect moment. You are ready for this. You may not feel 100% certain, but you don't need to be. Readiness is not the absence of fear. It is the willingness to move forward anyway. It is the willingness to trust yourself. It is the willingness to believe again. You are stepping into a reality where you feel deeply connected, deeply supported, and deeply safe. You are reclaiming your power, not through control, but through surrender, not through force, but through flow, not through fear, but through profound, unshakable faith in yourself and in the goodness of life. This faith will carry you. It will guide your steps. It will shape your path. It will bring you to places you once thought were impossible. You are ready now, ready for peace, ready for clarity, ready for love, ready for the miracles that flow naturally to a heart that is open and a mind that is at peace. Everything you have ever hoped for, everything you have prepared for, everything your soul has been moving toward, it is all coming. It is all aligning. You are ready to receive it. Walk forward from this day with a new sense of peace. Walk forward with an open heart. Walk forward with the complete and total knowing that the universe walks with you. All is well. All is aligning. All is working out for your highest good. Your life is unfolding beautifully, and this is your time.